Tragedy at the hands of an impossible nemesis tore my family apart. I lost all of them. But I won't let a small obstacle like death stand in the way of me trying to save them. I know such magic is forbidden. I know there will be consequences. But I have to try. Charity Bloodruth knows the most powerful of blood magics. She and my grandfather Jebediah have been forced to live a reclusive life due to my grandparents bending the rules themselves. They will understand that I would never abandon my brothers or my mother. Mother and Abel are beyond my reach. But I must save Casey, no matter what the cost, before it's too late. It's time for a little family reunion.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rip und. The Silverback, episode 91.
91, baby.
91. That's mental, mate.
Yep. 9 episodes from the big 100, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Big one hundo.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there is, well, first of all, Bloodruth 2 closes on Halloween, Friday.
We can close that thing up proper Friday, man.
Not
it's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, that first one was an absolute doozy.
Yeah.
Of a book. Real kind of like surprise favorite. You know, I was like, whoa. Where did this little cherry donut come from, you know? It's very difficult to find cherry donuts, believe you me. So that features on Friday. Go grab it. And of course, while you're there, nip over to the Ripper Send section. I have got some t-shirts.
Yeah.
Some t-shirts that are up for sale, and you'll be able to grab those. We got the You're Boring t-shirt. We got a Rip and a Silverback t-shirt, and we have Schlurpo, a Schlurpo story t-shirt. So do not sleep.
You best not do that.
I said it in that manner because I was kind of burping. I'm trying to choke down the coffee.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible. I'm the Silverback. He's Rip. How you doing, Eric?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing well. Staying busy. Don't sleep much these days, which means, oddly enough, I don't. I get a lot done just because I'm up, because there's a little one screaming at me. So kind of works out. A lot. So it's funny how that works. I'm on like 2 hours of sleep a day, but I'm getting a lot done.
I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
When my little one's in bed, I can't. I'm talking about a dog.
Yeah.
Just it takes over the bed.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter where you are. El Doggo's just like legs out, push to the side. You've got a quarter of a centimeter. So, dude, I can relate.
Yeah.
You know, I can relate. Yeah.
I think you can, but no, it's
the same thing.
It's wonderful. I'm not complaining at all. I know I'm streams get weird every now and then. But I know even like yesterday, I didn't end up streaming with the team for Tuesday night's main event because of that baby stuff. But you know, wouldn't have it any other way, man. Wouldn't have it any other way. New little journey here in life, and I'm having fun,
dude. 18 years of this.
Yeah, I know, right? It's gonna be literally just getting started. Literally just getting started.
Year commitment to this one, you know?
Yep.
And this one will talk back. Unlike a dog, this one will talk back. I mean, you know, your dog's in a boat, but this one, you know, they'll be like that, and they'll be like that, and they'll be like, you know.
Yep. it's gonna be quite the journey. But like I said, new little adventure with the wife and I and the little one. And like I said, I'm having fun so far. I lied. I'd be lying to him. Fun. I guess maybe that's an interesting way to describe it. Because yeah, like I say, you just kind of sleep when you will type of situation. That's just kind of I mean, everybody that's had toddler or newborn, you kind of understand that it's like they're gonna be up when they're gonna be up, but there ain't nothing you could do about it much. You could try to get them used to obviously the night sort of cycle, but at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want. And if they feel like screaming at 2 a.m., that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I just try to keep my, I'm like, all right, well, I'm up now, and try to make sure definitely the wife is getting what she needs as far as you know sleep, because they're the ones feeding. You know what I mean? I'm not the one feeding the kid. So
well, if you were right, we would have to have a conversation after the show.
Yeah, contrary to modern Western medicine, which apparently thinks that men can do stuff like that, they can't. It's not how it works at all.
Well, I thought libtard for a second there.
Yeah.
Oh no, Herrick, no!
That doesn't quite work that way. But yeah, so in doing so, making sure she's getting her rest, eating right, and all that good stuff. And I'll get mine when I get mine is the situation kind of here. So every now and then I doze off for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, all right, well, that's the sleep for the day. Let's let's have it.
Dude, I do not envy that, man. I do not envy that. There's been plenty of times in life where you something specific that you just try and grab a couple of hours here and there, but
yeah, no, it's like
things have a finite limit on them,
right? But it's just a stage. It'll get to a point to where you're changing diapers. Though someone said, yeah, I've changed quite a bit. Baby Ripper is a machine. Like, golly, man. Like, so. I mean, I'm replacing it. Obviously, we had the little, the diaper bag bin or whatever, and I'm taking that damn thing out. I'm basically taking it out every day. She is
that is chemical warfare.
Yeah.
It's having changed a couple of nappies in my we call nappies over here.
Yeah.
I'll say diapers,
just
in case people in the chat get too confused.
Yeah,
but I've changed a couple of my type. Dude, that is biological warfare.
It gets messy, especially when they end up like having actual blowouts. And the modern diapers are supposed to prevent that. They don't.
Just imagine iDubbbz is still doing it today. According to his messes.
Oh fuck. Yeah. But yeah, it's those things are fun. Let's just say that. But no, seriously, it's a wonderful experience. Obviously, again, a new chapter for us, and my kind of schedule adjusting to that, like this being a thing, it's taking time. But I feel like I'm starting to get in the groove. Like I'm starting to get in a little groove of, okay, this is my dedicated time, and I'm just I gotta tend to the little one, and I'm just gonna do my thing, and that's just what it's gonna be. If I had some other stuff, I can move it around. That's the one benefit. Thanks to all of you awesome people out there that allow me to entertain you in whatever way, whether that's the channel or the Riververse or whatever, and you put me kind of in a position where I can move stuff around, right? Like it's not a designated like I got to be at working with someone else from 9 to 5 or something like that. I get to kind of move stuff around, and obviously we have an awesome team here who with the Riververse, so tending to stuff that needs to be done within those work hours, because we're doing stuff with like vendors and things of that nature. You obviously got to have people present because they operate between 9 to 5, so you kind of have to do that as well. But they've done a phenomenal job of making sure stuff gets done during that window of time. And it's still, though, it's I'm blessed to kind of be in this position, because it's obviously a lot easier for me to be able to navigate this this new chapter because I had the ability to at least move stuff around. If I need to stream at this time instead of that time, I can do that. If I need to, be up during this time instead of being asleep during that time, and like I can move stuff around a lot better than I know the normal person can. So I'm very aware that I'm blessed to be in this situation. And it makes it a lot easier to adapt. And obviously, the wife being a stay at home was always the dream of mine anyway. And allow my wife to be a mother like that. That's her job, right? She's a. I know we live in this odd era of progressivism and feminism where apparently she's being oppressed. And being able to just stay home with her.
That is called communism.
Yeah, apparently
that's the ism that it's called. It's called communism.
But apparently that is oppressive to have that, because apparently they should be worrying about everything else other than, I don't know, raising their own children according to modern progressivism or whatever. But yeah, that obviously helps as well. Having her to be able to just be a mother, man. And she's loving it. She's a big shout out to Lady Ripper, because she is she is killing it. Absolutely killing it. She fit right in that role like it was nothing, man. She is awesome.
Ain't nothing wrong with you going out there paying the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Letting where's my sandwich, bitch? These are the things which we would never say to their faces.
Not even close.
No. Sweetie, baby. Would there be any chance, possibly, maybe?
Yeah.
That's the reality of the matter,
Absolutely.
Great stuff, dude. It's gonna suit you. Looks like it's already suiting you. Dude.
Yeah, it's. I like to think I'm figuring this thing out. Along the way. I
just changed my office around. That's how I deal with it.
I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect it.
These are my babies. My children, I am here. Embrace your father.
Yeah.
Dude. Things in the world of pop culture and surrounding areas seem to be going even more crazy. New York have just elected a terrorist, to with a fake auntie. To get rid of anyway, moving on.
Well, no, that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, you're looking at I'd say what you will. I rarely speak fondly of New York City. You kind of had it coming over the years, just with just the unfortunately electing a bunch of leftists and obviously this has been going on for a while now. And it's supposed to be this huge economic hub, right? And and all it did was turn into this hub of progressivism. Again, and I'm using that term as they use it, not like there's nothing progressive about these people. By it, maybe regressive. You can make that.
Well, they're going to progressively bankrupt the system. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Exactly. I guess that's what they mean. Progressive, as in the debt rising. That's what they mean. But yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It does also hit if you don't live in these areas. It kind of brings you down to earth to let you know, like when you think that you're beyond that, when you have these open, admitted socialists that are running for office at these various spots, and unfortunately they are successful in being elected. So there's a lot of work that we have to do culturally. Because I think obviously we all know, because if we understand history, we know how abhorrent socialism is. It's a massive killer of people, and it has been historically. It's economic suicide or self-deletion, for sure. And I wouldn't advise anybody ever adopt that, not even in the slightest sense. I don't care if they put democratic in front of it. Socialism is socialism, and it's objectively immoral and bad. But unfortunately, there are people that disagree with that. They have been told that the producers of their own countries or producers in their own neighborhoods and cities, they're the evil ones, right? The job providers, the working man,
the fathers.
Yeah, the fathers, especially those they are all those are the folks that are part of the problem, and anybody unfortunately running on the premise of really uh taking more from them or making it more difficult for those folks to go about their business in life. Unfortunately, they get elected. People look at that as attractive because they have been convinced that they are part of they're part of the problem, and it sucks, but man, yeah, we have a lot, we got a ways to go, man. I mean, obviously live in a area that doesn't necessarily adopt any of that foolery, obviously, but I'm constantly reminding, I do live in a country full of a bunch of folks that would at any turn, if they could, vote to steal from me even more than what I'm already robbed of. They would do it, and they do it in a heartbeat. They wouldn't even hesitate. And that kind of sucks, because how do you live peacefully among someone like that, right? Is the I
You
guess the
can't.
age old question.
It's
Thank
impossible.
you. Ash said it. I was gonna say, I wanted to say it. He said it is impossible. It's a harsh reality. It is impossible to live with those at least peacefully among those types of people, because they made it abundantly clear that they don't accept peace or voluntarism. They don't accept that as a way to live. So their goal is to impede upon you and your life, and because again, you are the problem. It's always the productive members of society that unfortunately are the problem to these folks. And there's a significant amount of people, even though they've been robbed blind by their own governments, they have been convinced that and look, choose your boogeyman: rich people, white people, working people, business owners, whoever the boogeyman, the them to them that they can point to and say, we are going to stop them. They're the reason you're in poverty. They're the reason why you're economically in a insignificant, let's say economically in a worse off position or whatever. It's never their fault. It's never the government's fault. And unfortunately, even though if the government screwed things up, which you can make that argument, that's happened historically in cities like New York City, even though they've screwed people up, you got folks that are running on empowering and emboldening the government even more, which is crazy to me, giving more power to the folks that have already screwed everybody over. And though that may be the fact, yeah. Well, that's historically what it's been.
Look in the mirror and say communism 3 times. Then the New York mayor appears.
New York mayor appears.
Or potentially Keir Starmer. So,
Shit. Yeah, we go there too. But it is something that's happening in places in the West where, again, there's these. And look, this isn't stuff that happens overnight. This is why I brought up the fact that New York City, that's like a 3-decade kind of process, which in retrospect isn't that long for something to go from being up here to in the.
Oh, dude, we've seen stuff go down for less, much quicker,
much quicker
than that.
Absolutely.
It's only taken 10 years for Star Wars to be fucking annihilated.
You're not wrong. It doesn't take, especially in this day and age, because we're in the information age, so it spreads so fast. Everything's also accelerated. So you're totally right. We've seen things happen in less time than that. You know what I mean? It feels kind of a little crazy, but the COVID era was not that long ago, ass.
Oh, no, it was not.
It was not that.
And looking back now, it's insane to think about those times.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. But the thing is, you couldn't talk about it, because if you talked about it, of course, you go and get yourself banned.
Yep.
Off anything for medical misinformation, which is now actually true.
Yeah, the facts. The facts of medical misinformation, apparently. But yeah, man, it's it sucks, man. I know there's those. Look, just talking about New York City. I know there are those that, because it's happened like that with LA, where the people will look at it like, well, the folks that aren't, let's say, communists or socialists or Democrats or whatever, that live in those areas, they need to put up a fight. I understand and empathize with that position, but I also think that you are far more valuable to liberty, that you have to think about kind of self-preservation. And in that case, like, if something is so far gone, you might have to relocate. And I don't think that's cowardice. I don't think that's any of that, like at all. Because, like I said, you're not going to be of any use to anybody dead or broke. You know what I mean? Just trying to put up a fight in these areas that have unfortunately are so far gone. I think at some point, again, for the sake of your family, for the sake of even again the movement of liberty, you might have to get out of there and regroup and come up with a plan of attack. Because I wouldn't recommend anybody, when you got an admitted socialist running your fucking city, I wouldn't have advised anybody to stick around if they don't have to.
No, hear me out.
Yeah,
this is a little bit left field, but just hear me out on this one. Relocation, Andromeda. A galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
I'm reckoning that's probably the distance that I need to be away from fucking mankind right now.
I feel you. I feel you. But nah, man, it sucks. Those people that are out there in those areas that are born and raised in New York City and maybe saw it go from this, again, big, massive economic hub to just, it's a crap hole, dude. Like I say, obviously I'm born and raised in the South, but I've been in New York City plenty of times. I remember the first time I went, I was like, what is the big shit about this place? And then it's got progressively worse. That's the progressive part of it.
Progressive, yeah.
It's got progressively worse. Over the years, and like it's almost inhabitable. If you are a person that values liberty, it is almost inhabitable place. It sucks. But that's the reality.
Well, that's why aliens aren't on Earth, mate. That's the reason. No, that's the reason. If you like, people are just like, oh no, it's the lizard people, it's this, it's that. It's no. Aliens aren't on Earth because this place is fucked. You think they're going to inherit this?
They saw it and said, wow, they're doing a bad enough job on their own. They don't need us.
You're not traveling hundreds or millions of light years to play fucking dumb fuck soap opera on planet Earth.
It is crazy though. It is nuts. Yeah. So we got a lot of work to do. I say that because we got a lot of work to do. It is fun. Has been hilarious over the last few days, seeing kind of again the cultural war in gaming, and now everybody's mad because the non-leftists are memeing Halo right now. And that has really aggravated some of these.
Of course, it has, because they've spent the last 5-6 years making it gay as possible.
Yeah.
And so suddenly when it turns out that GameStop like themselves a bit of Trump, and they like themselves a bit of Halo and Trump. So funny how it drives people insane. Oh, didn't Jeremy and Angry Joe get into it?
Yep. Again.
Apparently, that bastion of sanity, Angry Joe. Just mention the word Trump and the guy fucking falls apart of it. But he's in Austin, Texas, isn't he?
Yeah, man. It's the California of Texas. It's the California.
Yeah, he's about 2 inches away from taking it up the wrong one.
He's in the California of Texas. But yeah, he's obviously, people remember our spat that we had, Angry Joe and I, not to bring up old shit, but it's the same thing.
Right. We've all had a spat with Angry Joe.
Had some sort of
I fucking defended the guy, and he ended up shouting at me because I posted something he didn't find. Policing my tweets like fucking Keir Starmer polices internet posts.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've all had
never doing that again. Never doing that with any online personality. I don't know. You can go fuck off and fight your own battle. Fight your own battles. And by the way, the amount of money that I probably saved that guy in fucking lawyer fees. Yeah, don't worry about it, Joe. Don't worry about it, Joe. Just come police my fucking tweets for the next 2 years until you become such an obnoxious prick. I block you. But yeah, I muted him.
Yeah.
Last thing, unfollow, mute, fuck off, Joe.
Yeah, but he's not happy. There's some guys.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I know what a shame.
Do a video about some more absolutely garbage TV and movie takes.
Yeah. But he's not happy. A lot of other creators in the space, some that even spawned one of the names of this show, also had a take. About this. But look, it's been quite hilarious, and I do find great irony in this, watching them over the last years politicize basically every major IP. And when it was them doing it, it was perfectly fine. They made they insisted that every single culturally iconic thing embodied their personal politics. Remember, because everything is political according to them. And now that you had a success in the non-leftist memeing it for their own ideals, well, now they are butthurt. And I'm just like, dude, what have you guys been doing for the last 10 years? I mean, you've been doing it forever. What have you guys been doing? And now all of a sudden you have problems. Because, and the point that I was making, it just lends itself to what I've been saying about this subject for a very long time. And that is that the authoritarian left believes that they own culture. They believe that it's theirs. And to be fair, they worked extremely hard to get in that position. But they believe that it's theirs to wield. Other folks doing it, they take exception to, and doing it successfully. Like this whole that hello memeage. I've seen so many just hilarious memes surrounding that whole deal with Trump and everything. It's been hilarious to watch that, and they are pissed. They're absolutely aggravated that, well, wait a minute, how can y'all do what we do? This is what we do. This embodies what we, and then they're pretending to be all upset. It's like, oh, well, the government and the alphabet agency shouldn't be the ones doing that. That's different. I'm like, did y'all pay attention to the COVID stuff?
Dude. We all know there are zero goalposts with these people.
Yeah.
As soon as anything comes along that they don't like, the goalposts immediately change.
Yeah.
It's never a problem when they infiltrate and they change, but once they've changed it, they turn around and go, what's the problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem? You know?
Yeah.
No, so yeah, the goalposts are it's just straightforward. There's no point in even arguing, talking to these people. There's 0 point.
Yeah.
Because they're not logical, they're not rational. They are, as we've mentioned before, purposely disingenuous. So they're just fucking filth. There's absolutely no reason to engage in conversation whatsoever. This is why we got to get on that. Gatekeep the shit out of your franchises. Gatekeep it.
Agreed.
Oh, we don't feel represented. Well, guess what? I guess this isn't for you.
Well, that should have been an argument.
Fuckity bye.
Full stop. Yeah.
Off your trot, particularly you, because you got fucking hooves.
Yeah.
Off your fucking trot. Yeah. Make gatekeeping great again is absolutely perfect.
I got in so much hot water when I mentioned that about like Riververse when we first launched, because I'm looking at what we've seen happen to franchise after franchise. So I've said, look, if you peep game and you see that there's folks out there that obviously are being extremely disingenuous and they're trying to hijack things for their own meaning, to make it about them. It's not about the fandom. It's not about the fun. It's not about the characters. It's not about the universe. It's not about any of that to them. It's about, well, gaining control or bastardization or whatever their motives may be, but they're approaching it dishonestly. People are not, whether it be the business owner, the fans, they're not obligated to put up with any of that. Right. So my argument has been very consistent on that. And like, yeah, there's nothing. I know we've used this term gatekeeping, and people see that as a generally derogatory term. But in this context, yeah, in this context, it's perfectly.
I use it in that manner. Just FYI,
it's necessary. In this context, it's almost stupid if you don't do it, because how can you expect to preserve it? How can you expect to keep it true to what it was or that original vision if you aren't keeping out bad actors? It's impossible. You can't possibly do that. So yeah, to your point, you have to do that. I mean, I'd imagine that every single new property, new entertainment entity should be very privy to the way that these guys operate and learn from what you've seen happen to a lot of these franchises and businesses and companies and IPs over the last years. You've seen it get ran into the absolute ground, being controlled by people who worked hard to control it, but they don't actually care about it at all. They care about maybe the power it has, but they don't actually care for it. So you risk ruining the sanctity of it if you do not protect it in some capacity. So yes, anybody that's out there creating new things, I'm with Az 100%. You have to gatekeep it, and it's not a negative thing.
It's not. It's for the it's for the protection.
Yeah,
it's for the
absolutely.
protection of your IP. Because once upon a time, I said, we've always fandom's always been open, which it has, and fandom is always open to anybody that wants to come in. The problem is when the person goes, I want you to change this.
Yeah, change it for me.
Because of my sensibilities. Yeah. That's when you go, no, fuck off.
Yep.
That's when you go, no, I don't care where the chat votes. I don't care. You know, you can vote whatever you want. That's your business. That is nobody else's business but yours.
Yeah.
And the fact that people today are just so open about wanting, as if it's some sort of signal. I voted for this person where I ticked a box 4 years ago and then I did nothing for 4 years, nor did I see any change whatsoever. But I will defend to the death. Exactly. I will defend to the death on social media that things are better, even though I've noticed jack fucking shit. And that's reality. Like me now. And don't ever fucking tell me it isn't, you fucking lying set of cunts, okay?
He sounded like me.
So I don't fucking care. I don't give a fucking hoot. What I do care about is the content of that person's character. Are they fun? Are they interesting? Are they enjoyable? That's what I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Not this fucking nonsense. I'm a Biden Harris. I'm a fucking Trump whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah. This is your fucking business. I want to know what your theory is. Is Bombshell or Skywalk Cyclonus? That's what I want to fucking know. I want to know your stance on that.
Superman beat Goku?
Which one? Yeah, which one do you think got transformed by Ultron? Was it Bombshell? I mean, he's the one in.
Exactly.
That's what I care about.
Right. Exactly. No, 100%. 100%. Like
no, when I talk to Jeremy doesn't talk to me about fucking Trump.
Yeah.
Right? When Jeremy and I talk outside of streams and whatnot, we talk about fucking that. We talk about G.I. Joe. We're just sending each other fucking G.I. Joe pictures or shit like that.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants on his channel. You can all do what you can fucking preach.
Yeah, that's not at all what he's saying. What he's saying is like your personal politics are your personal politics, right? And what ruined these IPs, what ruined these properties is he put it perfectly, right? It's open in the sense that yes, anybody that enjoys that thing is free to go become part of that fandom, but that's not what you've seen. What they've done is say, hey, I see that that's popular. I see maybe the fandom is enthusiastic. I see that they're having fun, but it's missing they thems. It's missing the non-binaries, and it needs more of that to include.
It's missing all the fake made up stuff.
Yeah, that's the disingenuous part of it, and that's what we say. No, if you actually enjoyed it, you come over and there will be no issues. We don't need to make it about you. It doesn't need to include you. If you actually thoroughly enjoyed this thing, whether it be this property, whether it be this IP, whether it be whatever you want to talk about, if you enjoyed it, then there would need to be no adjustment made. But what's happened, especially accelerated over the last 10 years, is a bunch of folks coming in to something that they may mildly sort of understand, vaguely understand, and they think that in order for it to improve, they need to now make it about their personal politics. I made this video. You responded to this tweet. The person locked their tweets or whatever, saying that basically it's the fans' fault that Star Wars is in the position that they're in. Right?
Did they lock it?
Yeah, they did. They ended up blocking their stuff.
I'm gonna see if I can find that then. Okay.
But they ended up saying that, and if you read some more of their tweets, they're basically going on like in that actual thread. They're going on about basically how the fans wouldn't allow. They said something along like people are like stuck in that age. And again, it speaks to what I'm saying. It's like, if you actually enjoyed Star Wars, what was wrong with it? Why did Star Wars need to change? But yeah.
So hot take, but the people who claim Star Wars is dead are the same people who killed it. Definitely a hot take. Maybe if you didn't screech at the presence of black characters.
Because
oh my God, Eric.
Because I guess black characters are now just newly added to
they invented in 2016, dude.
Yeah.
Invented in 2016, black people. On screen, or bitch and moan at sharing spaces with women.
Yeah, Star Wars women is brand new to Star Wars. Princess Leia, who the fuck is that?
Women were also invented in 2016. When they found black people, they found women as well.
Rey was the first female in Star Wars
ever. Creatively wouldn't be stifled. This is literally your fault. So I just did the old huffing the copium in my laugh. Because that's all you can do is laugh at this fucking retard.
Click on the thread. Click on the thread. Obviously, you can't reply to it. But look at that next comment right there, where it says, "You're coddled, spoiled babies who demanded cool stories, then shit on them when they actually take risks." It says you don't want cool stories. You want the same shit that's been peddled for literal decades to remind you of a time when the world revolved around you. Who she means by revolved around you? The fans? When the world revolved around the like, what are you? I don't even know who the fuck she's even.
When the world revolved around entertainment,
yeah, exactly.
United people from all races,
dude.
Colors,
We should go
creeds,
see if you can do this.
Ethnicities.
All right, let's look at this. As do me a favor, because this will make our point perfectly. If you can find on YouTube some of the late 70s, 80s Star Wars films, and there's recordings of people that were
cinemagoers.
They're
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Of people before and after they had seen the movies. And I want people to, you will notice something, and you will notice the makeup of some of the folks. This is long before some of you were even so this is before I was even alive, right? This is before long before these newbie weirdos somehow thought that they needed to become civil rights activists and pick this struggle. Right now, all of a sudden, Star Wars needs to be inclusive of all these people, and you're going to see this. You're going to see the fandoms. Look at that! Look at that! Right front and center.
I can see three of them.
Yes,
I can see
he
three
hasn't
of
even
them.
pressed play on the video.
1, 2, 3 white people. That's what I see. 3. So yeah, this is the Return of the Jedi audience reaction from 1983.
All I got to say, the Jedi have returned.
We're just fanatics out here waiting on the Return of the Jedi.
Wait, what? Hold up!
Black women too.
Hold up! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Who invented the time machine? Who invented the time machine?
3 years in the making. We're waiting for this.
Some people don't idolize Darth Vader like I do. See, I want him to get Luke, and I think that Luke.
Nobody wants to hear what this guy's got to say.
Because
Nope, sir. I think you better step aside, sir. Step aside.
They'll destroy Darth Vader.
I guess Darth Vader will die. I'm not sure. I hope he doesn't. I love his black.
So you see that, like, again, and it goes on. You will look in these videos and you will see people of all walks of life. You see people of all walks of life.
What are these
women.
creatures?
Look at these chicks that are already look, black couple, black folks right there that you see. Why did they find a need to reinvent the wheel?
Because they're full of shit. The tourists, Eric.
That's true.
The fucking tourist
little
shits that get their information from Wikipedia and fucking Hassan Piker or some dipshit like that, probably.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about shit. They don't realize exactly how popular a brand Star Wars was with fucking everybody.
Everybody.
Same with Star Trek. Same with Doctor Who. Same with all these other beloved franchises. The only time that they got annihilated was when corporatism came in and said, "Oi, all those white people are racist."
Yep.
And then the fucking retards with zero fucking brain, the window-licking idiots who've got no personality, they've got nothing to live for because they're just dull, fucking boring and ugly, and they think changing the pronouns gives them a personality, suddenly go, "Oh, you must be fucking right. You must be fucking right. You're a tourist. You know shit about shit. Fuck off."
This is 1983, guys. Someone asked in the chat how guys, I wasn't even born yet. And you have people that are somehow talking about Star Wars needed to become more diverse. Star Wars, needed to be more inclusive. We just saw that person's comment, talking about like, well, they're trying to do these stories and basically incorporating these other people. And I'm like, here you got another brother there. It's like, it looks like a Hispanic, maybe Puerto Rican guy there.
There's a
gay guy right there. No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Whammons.
Back, whammons, youngsters,
young kids.
I mean? Like it's everybody.
Like wow, look, people queuing up. Whoa, wait,
Billy D right there.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Yeah. Funny how that works.
This is crazy.
Funny how that works, isn't it? That all of these things that they claimed had been a problem. This is the argument. If you wanted to know why I continue to say, like in the 80s and especially going into the 90s, all of these issues had already been resolved. They're fake problems.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
You would have to find an actual legitimate out and out there racist.
Yeah.
Somebody that would be like, I hate them. You know.
Right.
And you'd be like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody came to flying fuck.
The issues were for the most part resolved. And then you had, especially in the mid 2010s, you had a bunch of weirdos. It's first world problems. They never had their little civil rights movement. They never had their moment. So they want to feel like they are these activists that have advocated for this change, and they want to go down in history, and therefore they started making problems out of all of these various things, right? And so Star Wars is one of the most blatant examples, because I wanted to show you that, because it's we don't have to like dispute anything or say, oh, I remember. No, it's on video, bros. Everybody's already seen this. You had people of all different walks of life, all different walks of life, that were having a blast with this property, right? That you, for whatever reason, are now saying that the fans are the problem because they are rejecting your modern era stories that have unfortunately led with these superficial issues, right? That were already resolved originally in the early 80s, bro. It was already there. This was not a problem. People have always liked Star Wars, that were black, that were women, that were whatever, but you made it a problem for some reason, and then you blame the fans because they said go screw yourself. It's our fault because we reject your nonsense. Because again, that was the thing with Star Wars and many of the entertainment properties that were happening, that were taking place back then. It's because, though, you may have a makeup of whoever is on screen, it was largely, these were things, the best properties were able to be enjoyed by basically everybody. It didn't matter. Like even if the cast was excluded. I talk about these sitcoms that were going on in the the 90s and stuff, where you had people that were all walks of life that enjoyed Martin. They enjoyed Jamie Foxx show. They enjoyed Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They enjoyed Living Single. They enjoyed all of those, but they also enjoyed. I
was brought up on Different Strokes.
Yes, exactly.
I was brought on
right.
Stuff like that. I was brought up
Family Matters.
Hills Cop, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I was brought up with comedian Lenny Henry. I was brought up
Richard Pryor,
Cosby Show. It's a different world. Fresh Prince. We watched them because they were fun. They were great shows to watch, right? We weren't watching them and going, fucking hell.
Or it's the white people.
Sure, a lot of fucking. You know, you might be saying some saucy language. Sure, a lot of, as they said, Police Academy, 1984. I remember a line from Police Academy where a guy's looking around. He's a not very nice guy, and this is a quote. He says, "Sir, sure are a lot of spades around here." And then because they're standing an arm length apart, you're meant to put your arm out and tap the person on the. He gets an arm that comes on his shoulder. It's fucking Bubba Smith. So he looks up and he goes, which is good. Which is good for the Academy. 1984.
Yep. Again,
41 years ago.
Yeah. It was already resolved. These are probably like nobody tripped. And again, the same thing could be said about maybe those that were, most of the cast were, maybe not black. You know what I mean? I've talked about this a million times. Married with Children, Seinfeld, and all these other stories and stuff, or shows that either my mother, my grandmother used to watch. It didn't have maybe a whole lot of black people that were there, and there was nothing wrong with it. It was like, it's all good. It was fun. It was hilarious. Again, these are problems. I know there's these, especially these young activists, where they think like, oh man, everything's. I'm like, bros, I hate to break it down to you. You almost want to sit them down, like with an intervention.
They're Google activists. Yeah. They get that activism from what they watch or read on fucking Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You know, they are the Greta Thunberg generation of activists.
That's true.
Fake ass. I wish I could say the word, but they are fake ass.
Yeah, most definitely.
Something. Fill it in.
And they are something else. Make no mistake. And I would love to have just an intervention, all of us with all of them and sit them down like, hey guys, I know you guys are like race hustlers.
And then nuke them?
And no, not quite.
Then chucking a Molotov?
Explain them, guys. I hate to break it down to you, but all these problems that you think you're coming up with these big, progressive ideas to help solve them. But
there's no solving stupid.
Well,
there's no solving fucking stupid.
But I will say, like Great Thomas Sowell said, talking about like you can't really end racism, but it was on life. It was on life support.
It was absolutely You're never gonna completely get rid of anything.
Yeah, right.
Just like you're never gonna get rid of the fucking fight that you're gonna get for this. Yeah. You can take over every franchise imaginable. It won't stop us from fighting.
Yeah. Not at all.
But no, it was on life support. It was absolutely on life support.
Again, we were largely over it. And to your point, it was like you had to get those pockets of the real egregious things, that would happen out. But that it wasn't a regular, right? It wasn't a thing that was happening that people were experiencing all across the world all the time. I mean, the reality is, especially in America, they had by the 80s and 90s, especially, they had largely got over this fucking like the whole racism thing. It was over. And then weirdos started creeping back in going into the latter half of the 2000s. I know some guy got elected out here in 2008, and somehow race relations got worse.
How odd?
somehow race relations.
How odd? The guy that's having secret meetings last month about censoring the internet.
Yeah.
Again. Let's go for censorship part 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Exactly. And now all of a sudden it's worse now, even though we're supposed to have lived in this more progressive era. But yeah, these activists are just bored. I'm just giving it to you straight. They're bored. They ain't got shit to do, and they want to go down in history. And so they're making problems out of things that aren't problems, and then getting mad at you when you sniff that out and you reject it. And so when you tell me you're leading with the force is female, and then people are like, all right, well, I'm just not interested in it. This sucked. This doesn't make sense. This is lousy, or whatever. This character is ass, or whatever it may be. Instead of being like, okay, let's go back to the drawing table and try to fix this. It's, the fans are racist. The fans are sexist. And it just baffles me. It's like, dude, you guys are all fucking retarded. And you deserve
that's the argument you bring when you have no argument.
Yeah.
When you're just a stupid fucking tourist making your way in this fucking online space. The only, if you got to go to, you're Hitler, you're racist, you're a bigot, you got nothing. You have nothing to even come at people with whatsoever. It just proves that you don't know shit about shit. You don't care about these franchises whatsoever. All you want is to be right. You know what I mean? How many times the right side of history? That's all they want to be perceived as being on. I am righteous. Nothing more dangerous than somebody that reckons or thinks they're righteous, mate.
Oh man, they are, and they think because they think they're justified in every, even if it's abhorrent, even if it's evil, they feel like they're justified in everything that they do.
Well, but there was that great. Oh shit! I saw that great thing about AOC and Sorrel, where AOC was just like, it doesn't matter if we're wrong. It doesn't matter if we lie or if we're wrong, as long as we are morally correct. And then Sorrel essentially said completely the reverse of that. Any person that thinks they are morally correct instead of true is where the problem lies. And it just absolutely typifies where we are.
They approach things ethically far different from what normal.
They have no ethics.
Well, that's the problem. It's an ever moving set of ethics. It's whatever gets them, whatever position for them to have that's advantageous for that moment in time is the position that they take. It doesn't mean if it contradicted a statement that they made 30 seconds ago. And this is why they often try to levy the whole hypocrisy thing back at other people, because they understand like maybe people that seek truth would value something like that, but they themselves don't hold their own to that standard.
What truth? What the thing that they read from Wikipedia, the thing that they were told from Hassan, the thing that AOC fucking said between making coffees. What exact truth are they talking about? The revisionist history of the academics, inverted commas, which have been placed in give me a fucking break.
Perhaps.
Give me a fucking break, mate.
They suck, man. And going back to the point, I feel for you guys out there in New York City, man. That are normal. But yeah, maybe it's time to get out and regroup. I'm just saying. I don't think that makes you a coward at all. I just think it's self-preservation.
What is that? Isn't there an influencer, a German influencer, that is seeking asylum in the US right now because of Germany's laws, etc. I mean, I said it a few weeks ago, didn't I? I said it's not going to be long until there's going to be people from the UK, white people from the UK, that are going to be looking to seek asylum in other countries.
Man.
We had a thing here in the UK. We got a show called Question Time, where it's a bunch of fucking retarded politicians, and they come on, and then the audience asks them legitimate questions, and then they fail to answer them. And it's been going on for fucking decades now. And then they've all been having a go at this reform woman. I don't even know her name, because she said she made a comment about adverts on on TV don't have any fucking white people in them anymore. And he was like, "This is disgusting. This is racist." And I'm like, Eric, it is literally a meme in the UK now that adverts don't have all white families. Right? You'll barely see an advert with a white person in it, a white man. Yeah. You'll barely see an advert with a white man in it. If you do, he's normally old and gay. But you just never see white families anymore in adverts. It's always mixed race families, or it's just brown families or black family. It's literally a fucking meme now. And I'm like, dude, this Labour politician that was getting all up in arms. It's just like, you don't watch the TV, mate.
Yeah,
you do not watch TV. You've just shown because you'd fucking know. But it's cheap political points. You're just you're horrible and racist. Even though the UK is like 85% white. Because she was actually talking about the representation of the proportional representation of color in adverts or on television. So of course it always gets misconstrued and whatnot and twisted and perverted because it's just a fucking game. It's politics is a game.
Largely.
And
Absolutely.
it's a shit one.
Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks. It's it's a prerequisite to be, like a dishonest, disingenuous person to exist within said politics and be successful. Yeah, that's why I think it breeds evil shit. You know what I mean? And it sucks. Liars, thieves, among them, some of the worst among us are working, unfortunately, for the government or seek the power that the government is able to wield. So,
dude,
yeah, man,
I trust a convict before I trust a fucking politician all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for you. I feel for you. There's a lot more honesty in some of these other, let's say occupations than there are in politics.
Dude, there's not a country close to the UK in terms of arrests for social media posts, online posts right now. There isn't a country close. We're like 12,000 and something arrests last year due to social media posts. Number 2 is like 6,000 and something. And then number 3 is like right down to like 1,500. Insane. Absolute insanity that we're living in right now. Fuck Keir Starmer, little fucking bitch boy. Fuck Labour, fuck the Conservatives, fuck Liberals, fuck the Green Party, fuck the whole UK political system, and then fuck Reform as well, because they can't even get their fucking ass together. They're always infighting with each other as well. So fuck them all. Guy Fawkes did nothing wrong. That's a joke.
Yeah, it's quite
that's my politics, sucks, Guido Fawkes.
Yeah, I hate politics. I mean, I've made that clear. I talk about this all the time about what my position on that is, man. But yeah, it does suck to see, man. Watching these cities. Well, I mean, there are entire countries as well falling, but to watch these cities fall the way that they have, man. Damn, y'all fools went out there and voted for an actual admitted socialist who parades around like he's the good guy. I think history, man, we're not that far removed from even, the rise of the Red Scare, Cold War, the Russian influence, like at all. And it's kind of crazy that, the way that I see it, people look at Nazism, for example, and they will say that, that's the thing that people pull out all the time. It's like, oh, that's the evil thing. That's the worst of the worst. And I'm like,
wait till you get a load of liberals.
wait until you get a load of communism when you see how many people, even in comparison to the funny mustache man that Stalin killed, right? But they're all part of the same ideology.
This is a rabbit hole we probably can't discuss on live stream.
Yeah,
but there is a fucking rabbit hole.
We can go there for sure. Yeah, I get you. Probably not on the channel. No, I get you, but no, like it all comes from the same ideology. Like anyway, like I mean, what the hell was you talk about fascism? I mean, what the hell was? Even Giovanni Gentile or fucking Mussolini. Mussolini was a Marxist, so it's like
yes,
they all come from the same school of thought, right? I mean, people forget, like even with Germany and Russia, like prior to. And people think that like, okay, well, you saw Russia kind of basically switch sides, right? At the time, with World War II and shit. And it's like, that had nothing to do with political philosophy, right? They were allies first for a reason, right? You know what I mean? Like between like some the Russian, communists, right? And the Germans there. So this whole idea that, for example, communists or socialists don't fight each other, that's historically inaccurate. But it all comes. The point I'm bringing is, it's a long-winded way of me saying it all comes from the same philosophy anyway. Communism and socialism, for the better part of its history, was used interchangeably anyway as terms. It wasn't until recently they tried to add all these fucking weird qualifiers and shit. Oh, I'm not a socialist, I'm a democratic socialist, and all this other shit. Like these weird things when it's like
it all goes to the same place.
Yeah, it all goes to the same.
All leads to the same. all roads lead. All roads lead to
poverty, famine. Yeah. That's where this goes. You putting democratic in front of it doesn't make it less evil, bro. not at
Did
all.
you see those Democrats that arrived in the Senate in debt, now worth tens of millions?
Funny how that works.
You see their money going to social causes, to spread the wealth.
No. Absolutely not. They become millionaires and they throw the fingers at everybody else. Like that's champagne socialism. That's what they call it.
Champagne socialism.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's the best socialism. Ask Hassan. He's a fucking king of champagne socialism.
Yeah. So it's all the same thing. It's all they like to try to differentiate it. But it's various flavors of the same shit. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So still call it socialism, communism. When you look it up historically, it's the same thing, and they're all responsible for some of the greatest human atrocities in history. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't say that lightly. And the fact that I think that's the thing that has changed fundamentally culturally, I guess, with how this is discussed, because there was once upon a time where if you were open and you could be a socialist, but you had to do it in secrecy, right? Or now you got people just wearing it on their sleeves, bro. In fact, we got people walking this goddamn country. People should look at that hammer and sickle just as evil as they look at that fucking swastika
or a pride flag.
Well, they often all tend to be together anyway, right?
People that doesn't represent gay people at all. That is a political, ideological fucking flag.
Most of those are hammer and sickle cats anyway. You know what I mean? They're all that also hold that flag up. I mean, go look at the bios. It'll be like hammer and sickle, and it'll have trans flag or something in there as well. They're all fucking. And then you'll just go through the posts, and you won't take like 2 or 3 before you get to all the craziness about Charlie Kirk and Trump and what else you want to stick in there. Someone said in chat, it's called mental illness. The Bernie doesn't say millionaires anymore. He says, that's right. He has multiple houses as well. But it used to be the millionaires, but now it's the billionaires is how. Oh yeah, well, same with all the Hollywood activists that have been. It's the billionaires. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Multi-millionaire, right? Mr. Tens of millions of dollars. You're okay, Jack. Yeah. Okay. Hundreds of millions for some of them.
No. I'm okay. With my 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 million, that's fine. Yeah. But I draw the line at billions, okay?
Exactly. That's funny how that works.
It's so coincidental. And then they'll make their first billion and it'll become trillionaires,
Yeah.
It's trillionaires that are the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's never them. But for some reason they want to make it far more difficult for those of us that are out there working and providing and giving people jobs and all of those fun things. It's quite trippy how these guys are. But
the millionaires. Do you know what the millionaires say to the people about the billionaires?
What's that?
With your money given to us, we can tackle the billionaires.
Yep, exactly. It's funny how that works. It's somehow they always need more of my shit to get things done. It's funny how that works. Yeah,
keep donating tens upon hundreds of millions of dollars to this country
American politics. I usually don't use the term grift, but American politics is the biggest fucking grift in the world. I don't think people understand how much money every election cycle, especially the 4-year election cycle with the presidency, how much money is thrown into politics. I don't think y'all understand between both major candidates of either party for the president, and then if you include all the money and donations that goes into these people campaigning for like.
I just don't want to let it go,
bro. It is these guys. It's so much money every election cycle that goes nowhere. You're literally spending money for a motherfucker to travel right across the way, depending on what he's representing. Maybe it's around this, the city or whatever, or the country, or it just depends on what position that they're running from. And it doesn't do anything but aid them in getting their word out. And they somehow need, even in the age of social media, which should make connecting with people cheaper, it hasn't. There's more money in fucking politics and campaigning than there ever has been.
You'll see a rally of like couple of hundred people. You're just like, dude, you could put a fucking tweet out.
Yeah, exactly.
And hit more people. But you just
$6 million to do that.
Tens of thousands of dollars traveling with your entourage and your group of people and your hotel room, which, by the way, is a 5-star fucking suite, with all your fucking food, travel, blah, blah. Dude, it's a club and we ain't invited.
Nah, we ain't even, yeah, we're not in it, let alone invited.
Yeah, we can't even see the fucking, we don't even know where this club's situated.
That's it, exactly.
I mean on planet Earth, never mind the city that we're in. We don't know where the club's situated, never mind being able to see the front fucking door.
Yeah.
But we sure as hell ain't getting anywhere close to it. No, this is
bro.
locked. This is why we have career politicians, dude.
Yeah.
It's too lucrative to let go.
Yep. This is why, Kelly out said in the chat, he says estimated closer to 3.5 billion this last cycle just for the presidency. Billion. I don't think y'all know how many zeros
do you think they spent all that money?
Yeah. Yeah, like a campaigning. Are you fucking serious? Absolutely not. It doesn't cost that much to do shit.
Then where does it go? Does it vanish? You know, does it fucking into the ether?
Yeah, nah, fuck no, bro. It's yeah, and again, it's just money that objectively doesn't do anything. But I guess it enriches them for the time being and allows them to again campaign whatever that means to you. But as far as like
get paid,
doing anything to better the geographical area, no, that's $2.5 billion. That's just for the presidency that's being pissed away. You start adding up the Congress and all that shit. It's you know it's up there, but it's sad. Let's talk
about lobbying.
Oh shit. So yeah, you want to? It's a lot of money in politics, man. That's why they won't let it go. Why would they solve an issue if they can run and enrich themselves in a very short period of time? Things that would normally take businesses fucking decades to get to that point, man, they can get that wrapped up in a fucking single election cycle. Why on earth would they let go of that grift? Why would they solve an issue? Why would they solve a problem when they can run
a politician will not solve a problem for you.
Yeah.
Because they need the problem to exist for them to exist.
Exactly.
Solve the problem. There's no necessity for you. Problem solved.
Yep.
So you got to make sure that the problem, well, you pay me, you elect me. Sorry, you elect me. Sorry,
yeah.
I said the
wrong thing out loud,
Sorry.
right? That's what they mean, but not what they say.
When I get elected.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm elected, I'm going to sort this out for you. Yes, because down with this poopy guy. Yes, gets elected. Wow, this problem is a lot worse than I thought it was.
So complicated and all this shit.
Poopy person. Oh my goodness me.
What are they calling what? It's funny. This lets you know that if they wanted to solve problems, they could. You look at what is it, El Salvador, right? Bukalele, they now have a murder rate of like 1 now, because you know that's the whole.
Because they rounded up all the fucking gangs.
He said, "Hey, why don't we get the guys doing the bad shit and we just separate them from everybody? we just separate them from everybody else. Why don't we
human rights? Killing people is against other people's human rights, right?"
It's not complicated, but they make it complicated because they need the problem to exist. When really you look at that, you like, damn, they solved that. They solved this whole violence issue in like a very relatively short period of time. Yeah, they could do that with a lot of other problems, but the reason they don't, like here in America, it's not complicated. It's that they will make it complicated. This is why they throw out the whole the human rights and all those things. And it's like, we're talking about people that obviously forfeit any of that sort of freedom because they're using aggression upon other people. If we can't even agree that those people shouldn't be living among us, hell, how the fuck you gonna solve problems? Amazing. And then when someone does, it's like, hey guys, we're just gonna come in. These criminal guys, these guys that are like wreaking havoc on their own neighborhoods, on their own people. Yeah, we're just gonna put them all over there, far away from everybody else. What a novel! What an idea!
Now look what happens.
Yeah, let's just see it. Yeah, right. And now the issue is solved, and now that's
now the murder rate's just gone down to nothing.
Yeah. Wow! Isn't that quite amazing?
we were okay to walk the streets at night.
Amazing. amazing that's it's often that simple. And that's what the great Thomas Sowell always talks about. He talks about these quote unquote intellectuals. Like that's really their only job is to try to overcomplicate shit, to make it seem like the issue or the problem. And as far as coming up with a solution is far more sophisticated than what it actually is. And it's not. It's oftentimes not. It's very identifiable. Well, that right there, that's a bad thing, and we shouldn't do it. It's usually that simple. But oftentimes, they want to make it uber complicated because, like what we've been saying, nobody if that grift ends, you end the political careers of so many different people. If the issue gets solved, well, you can't have another legacy cycle of people saying, I am going to solve this issue. Newsom, since he's been a fucking governor, has been running on ending homelessness and throwing all this money at homelessness, and somehow there's triple the homelessness since he's been a governor. You got more of it. They spent more than they spent. I mean, just a crazy amount of money on trying to fix homelessness. Only to
there's
have
a way
it
to
increase.
fix homelessness. What you do is you house the Oscars at where they are located, and suddenly the homeless vanish.
They get rid of it. It's crazy how quick this stuff can get resolved, right? The streets get cleaned up.
Wow.
All of a sudden, the streets get cleaned up. All these crackheads and meth.
Then you can have a bunch of sanctimonious wankers come onto the microphone and go, we need to have better resources. We need to help the homeless people in like stuff. And there are bad things against the black people, I think, and like gay. Something gay. Something.
Funny how that works, man. It's
crazy. Yeah. It's bonkers, mate. Bonkers.
Politicians, they're not going to solve your problems. They don't have the incentive to do it. That's kind of how it works. They don't have the incentive to do it, and therefore they won't. They said we need a Bukalele president, El Salvador president ballot because again, they say that the reason why, because I was watching, it might have been someone from the UK. I was watching some video of someone talking about that, and it was like, yeah, everybody's talking though. Bukalele has got the murder. He basically explicitly said like the per capita like murder rate is like 1 in every 100,000. It's like something crazy low number, and he was like, but there are some questions about the human rights abuse and how ethical this is. And I was like, he didn't just say that. Like, you don't think the normal people in those geographical areas aren't like happy that, hey, I can go outside and not have my fucking head chopped off because all the criminals are not here anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's not that complicated. What do you mean human right? Are the people that, I don't know, are stealing and murdering and doing all these bad things, are they not human rights abusers? Why do their if again, when you use aggression upon people, you fucking forego any of that anyway?
Yeah,
you've made it clear that you don't want to be a free person.
You're essentially rescinding your rights. Yeah,
exactly. You forfeit all that. Like
these are the rights afforded to civilized society.
Exactly.
To live in a civilized society, one must first be civil.
Yeah, exactly. Simple as that. And then when you've made it clear that you will not be civil, you have to be physically removed. And that's what El Salvador amazingly did. And it's murder rates now nothing. So it's just it's funny how it works. Funny how those problems we just identify the problem and get rid of the problem, and now everybody's happy. But politicians are gay and retarded. So there's that. What's happening there with Doctor Who right now? Speaking of gay and retarded, that's a great segue.
It's gay. Doctor Who has been officially defunded by Disney.
Ooh.
Disney are no longer going to be providing money to the BBC to produce Doctor Who content.
But your licensing fees will still.
Oh, absolutely, yes. So the first thing that they did when they lost all their money was announce a Christmas special for next year. In a desperate need to show that we're making something, so somebody else, can you give us the money? Look, we have content coming. What about the next season? Oh, well, that's going to be announced in due course because there is no plans for one right now because Disney stopped giving us money. I mean, that was the thing. After the first season was already up, and it was clear that it was a ratings disaster. Just they wait till they got to the next season. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We were already hearing Russell T. Davis saying, come on, Disney, let's move. We've got great ideas for season 3 because they commissioned 2 seasons and 1 special. We've got great ideas for season 3. We just need to go ahead to get writing. But Disney were just like, wait, what the fuck are these ratings? Couldn't get it to chart. Couldn't get it to chart from Disney Plus. Nothing. And they had first dibs at showing it. Disney Plus showed it first before the BBC showed it for the British public. And then nobody watched it in the British public either. And then season 2 went down even further to the most embarrassing lows. It's 1.5 million. One of the episodes was.
Wow.
1.5 million. And I think there was multiple below 2 million views, which was insane. So so Disney have officially rescinded. Now they've officially dropped out. They've had enough. Done. See ya.
So what does that leave? What does that leave Doctor Who like as a as far as the future production?
Well, the BBC have said that the Doctor Who is part of our culture. It's huge. We're never going to let it go. The problem is nobody cares anymore. They have annihilated the show. So the show, the British public aren't watching it. Nobody wants to fund it, so they can't sell it to other countries anymore. It used to be one of their biggest exports.
Yeah, it used to be huge. Yeah.
So they can make a show. They can put whatever license fee money they want to put towards it. The license fee in itself is under threat of it's meant to be removed in 2027. But they're desperately trying to get the license fee attached. Guess what, Eric? To the British tax system. Man, so you would have to pay it because
haven't seen a tax that these fools don't like, man.
No,
like, that's crazy. Damn, bro. I fucking feel for.
Well, you see, the thing, the reason why Disney cares about the ratings of Doctor Who and doesn't care about the ratings of the other stuff is they own the other stuff. They don't own Doctor Who.
Okay.
It's not their IP. It's a licensed IP for those 2 seasons. It was a contract. So the IP does not belong to Disney. That's why they care.
I mean, it is damn, man. I don't know what Doctor Who is one of those properties that it does become. I mean, we've seen this with some of the other IPs as well, where it's like after you go a significant amount of time of basically crapping on like your core fan base, let's say that, it becomes really increasingly difficult to try to turn that around. I guess the more time progresses. Because I mean, we've talked about this on the show. It's so easy to lose like a fan. Very difficult to get them there. You know what I mean? To gain them.
And it's certainly almost impossible to get back a lost fan.
Yeah. Now that's you went exactly where I was going to go with it. Where that's the thing that we don't talk about. The part that we don't talk about enough. It's like once you've lost them, it becomes really, really difficult, if not impossible, to get them back.
Correct.
And so if you're Doctor Who, and like I said, guys, this could also apply to some of the other properties, but if you are Doctor Who or if you are these other properties, where do you go from there after having lost your core fan base? I mean, the new fan, where do you get them from? I guess the argument that I would make. I mean, is it Gen Z's not interested? Clearly. I don't know where you go to where you go from there to try to turn this damn thing around. If it may be impossible. You might have missed your boat, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I think out of all the IP that we can discuss as the main IP, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, whichever way you want to put it, I think Doctor Who is the deadest.
Damn.
I think it's the one that is certainly for the next decade, possibly 2 decades, is beyond any sort of repair.
That's crazy.
To do that, you would have to have, and this doesn't even guarantee it, you would have to have a completely different turnaround in attitude at the BBC. They would have to get rid of a lot of the story arcs, with the new story arcs, which have been utterly and not just catastrophic, apocalyptic, one could say, to the franchise, with making Hartnell not the first Doctor, making, hey Eric, here's one that you're gonna love about perpetuating stereotypes.
Okay.
The Doctor is no longer William Hartnell, being the first Doctor. The Doctor is now an abandoned black baby, fatherless, black baby.
That's unfortunate, man.
That is liberalism at its finest.
Oh, it always has been.
At its absolute finest. We're not racist. Look, the first
look at the stereotype, right?
Where's a dad? He went down to the store to get some cigarettes.
That is interesting, though. I mean, calling it the that's quite the perspective of all of the properties. You think Doctor Who is the deadest?
Absolutely. I think it's because Star Wars has a massive worldwide following. Star Trek has a massive worldwide following, and Doctor Who is very much still perceived as a British IP. The Americans don't want to see Americans as Doctor Who. They want to see British people. It's very British.
Right. Gotcha.
It's like Sherlock Holmes. It's always going to be British type of business. And then even in Elementary, where they did a contemporary Doctor Who, by the way, I loved Elementary. I thought it was a great show. Even then, they still had Doctor Who in New York, British.
Yeah.
Because there's something quintessentially British about certain franchises, Doctor Who being one of them. And it just doesn't have the fan, literally the volume of fans that a Star Wars or a Star Trek has. It just doesn't have it. And it's if you can only get 1.5 million. Here, look, let me bring up season, what was it? Series I'll just put Doctor Who ratings, right?
Yeah.
I just put Doctor Who ratings in here. Doctor Who 2025 ratings. Here we go. This is insane in terms of embarrassing. So that the season opener started with what was then the lowest rating of all time. An overnight of 2 million. Then the week after, it dropped to the lowest rating of all time. Back to back. And then the next week, it was 1.86, the second lowest rating of all time. Not as low as the then lowest rating of all time. But then it became the lowest rating of all time. Again. And then the next week became the third lowest rating of all time, behind the lowest rating of all time, behind the lowest rating of all time. In the same fucking season.
In the same season. Jesus.
The same fucking season. You've got 5 episodes that were fucking fighting each other for the lowest ever rating.
Wow.
And then you still had another one, even in the final 3 episodes. You still had another one which jumped into the lowest rating party. 6 out of the 8 episodes were the lowest rate. And here, I think this was like number 10. I think it was only 1 rating that was above that from the previous season. So we had in the 8 episodes 6 of the lowest rated Doctor Who episodes of all.
That's absolutely insane. That's insane.
And so you want to sell that? That's your selling point. Who watches the show? Fucking no one.
Oh man, that's that's
This
rough.
is
man.
a family show, isn't it? Not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore. We've annihilated family. What? Why? What did you do all season? Well, the doctor cried a lot, and there was a lot of gay shit. Everyone was fucking gay.
That's very appealing.
Yeah. This is meant to be for families. This is meant to be for children and the parents and also the grandparent. This is a generational franchise. Not no more. It's about my Activision, my gay, and my fucking climate change.
Yeah, man, that is unfortunate, bro. Like I don't even envy anybody. I mean, obviously, there's others like myself. I've had my properties that I've been a big fan of that have gone in an interesting direction, and I just said, you know what, I'm over it. It doesn't mean that I get a sense of enjoyment out of seeing, at least not like directly.
No, I get a sense of enjoyment seeing this kind of stuff fail.
Well, I get
immense pleasure at seeing.
Yeah, it's less the
this
property
garbage fail.
Right. It's less the property and more like, okay, the general, the concept, the intention, the people also behind it, who are often those that have been trying to demonize a tradition, demonize anything that is seems to be enjoyed by particularly people with paler skin. They find or they take it. Yeah, they take great exception to that. So when you see them holding ill, it does have a way of being like, yeah, well,
hey, Eric, let's play a quick quiz. Right?
Yeah.
Ask me how many people of color I have enslaved in my life.
How many people has asked the Silverback enslaved in his life?
Well, it's probably about 52. But that's
beside the point.
That is irrelevant, right? Zilch, Eric, zilch, right?
Yeah.
Ask me how many fucking Nazi rallies I've been to in my life.
I like to guess not that many.
There's this one time.
Okay, I got you. But who hasn't? Once.
No, it's like you got people. This is a tangent now. This got nothing to do with Doctor Who. You got people asking for reparations who've never been enslaved from people who've never enslaved
never had
anyone.
slaves. Yeah,
fucking work that shit out.
Can't. It's retarded. There's no way around it. It none of it makes sense. I don't think it's supposed to, though. To be fair,
make it make sense. Don't think so.
Can't make it make sense.
Won't. Impossible to.
It's impossible. It can't happen. You can't reason with these type of people. But yeah, like I said, seeing them holding L is like, yeah, man, it sucks. Unfortunately, they had to use your property for that to happen. I mean, it's like this to the point to where, I was trying to think about this the other day. Like, it's funny. I used to say like Warhammer maybe be one of the last standing that didn't seem bastardized.
It's teetering.
Right. It's like right there where you see it. The attempts are being made. Right. The attempts are being made, man. And I'm like, damn, is there anything?
Strong attempts as well.
It's like, is there anything that has, a massive fan base that's been around for a little bit that they haven't got their greasy hands on and haven't run into the ground? And when I was thinking about, I won't say it's depressing. It's just a harsh reality. I'm like, damn, it's almost impossible for me to think of anything. I almost can't.
Well, they want it all. I mean, there is.
That's communism, is it not?
Yeah, in a nutshell, all roads lead.
Yes,
all roads lead.
Eventually, yes.
And it's true because it's education, it's politics, it's entertainment. That is a huge portion of that. There must be no escape from the government. There must be none.
Yep.
You can't have your places to hide. You can't have your. That's why we now have this entertainment assistant barrage. Entertainment is now thrown out the window. No, Doctor Who's no longer about fun adventures in time and space. No, they are. They are now. Aligned far leftism, political fucking speeches hot talking points, whatever they want. That's what it's become now. I can't think of anyone more odious to do Doctor Who right now than Russell T Davies, who's a complete and utterly broken lunatic. Yeah, but this is where we are. This is where we are.
Yep, it sucks, but it's a reality. Man, I mean, I was thinking about this stuff. I'm like, damn, is there anything? And I'm like, I can't really think of anything. I mean, you even have a new property that takes a weird turn, like what we had that you really enjoyed, but in such a short period of time, it takes a weird turn, like a Ghost of Tsushima is what I'm referring to. And it's like, I was talking about this on stream the other day. I'm like, dude, that was arguably like my favorite outside of Sifu. Was probably like my favorite game almost of the last 15 years. And
it ranks high.
Yeah. For me, it's up there. I'm having a hard time like trying to think of one, but it had everything. Even the Legends DLC I had so much fun on, and I'm like,
and they just dropped some DLC today out of nowhere.
I didn't see that.
I think Ghost of Tsushima. There's just been a stealth drop of some new DLC.
Yeah, but yeah, you go from that, and then you go into what I can't even remember the fucking
Ghost
name.
of Yotai.
Yotai, yeah, right.
Which still hasn't had any sales figures released.
We don't know.
None.
That is remarkable. All it took was one game.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why. Right. I think when it first came out, it did some sales. I don't think quite to the level of Ghost of Tsushima, but it went, and they were just like, we need to wait. We need to see if we're going to get this huge drop off, because we're going to get the peak. Are we going to get the big drop off, or are sales going to remain consistent? I think that's what their plan was. Let's just see. And then they got the huge drop off, and like, now we can't give them the numbers. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, all we've got is speculation.
Yeah,
that's it.
Because they won't say anything, this is why we've got to speculate.
That's why you speculate in the first place. Because they refuse to say anything. But think about that. That was a short period of time. It went from this crazy heralded
insane
game.
I got egg on my face. I defended them.
Initially, I think we did on this. What did it on this stream? Like we might have we were talking about a little bit of a one after the first, because everybody kind of jumped the gun.
He might. Yeah, the news might have actually
stream.
dropped on this stream, and then I think I made a big post afterwards, just saying, why would they get rid of other goodwill? Yeah. Why would they go against? They've won awards from Japan.
Thinking about it too logically.
I guess I'm a fucking knobhead.
You thought about it reasonably. That's how a reasonable person would like. You think like, all right, well, wait a minute. There's no way that they would do that. No possible way that they do something like that. It wouldn't make sense. So let's
haven't said this for a bit, and yet here we are.
And yet here we are.
Yeah,
dude. It one game. That's it. And then the next one was like the direction that they went in, and whose fault that is, I have no idea. I know there's a lot of folks getting in the weeds of those that are involved that made the call. I have no idea. All I know is that I watched a franchise that I thought was on the up and up and up.
Dude, I thought Ghost of Tsushima was the beginning of an insanely great new IP.
I agree. I agree 1,000%. That's what I thought. And then it was like, what the fuck happened?
Because they could have, even with the sequel, they could have still had Jin Sakai. They could have even brought in a secondary female character.
Yeah, there are tasteful ways that they could have done it. They just went. You talk about pretty much every single mistake that they had made, and then it didn't help them with the knobheads that were like, working with them. Charlie Kirk thing obviously outed some guys. That doesn't help anybody. Obviously that you have a bunch of deranged weirdos, they're working for your company, and I know they made short work of them. But that obviously didn't help them. That didn't help them at all. That hurt them a lot. Let's be completely honest.
It's their fucking problem.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of brought these guys in, and yeah, they had no issues saying what they were saying when it's like, damn, man, you think they get like an NDA or something that'd say like, just shut the fuck while the game's in production.
They don't.
Shut up.
No, they don't do that because they're all complicit.
That's fair. They
all agree. They all fucking agree. So
so the issue isn't that it isn't what they said, it's that it got out there the way that it is, not because they disagree with it.
Correct.
More
to the point that the response to it was not how they anticipated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they're
still in on it.
Why don't they agree that the next protagonist should be a gay female whose endings are you either go home to your gay wife with a child, I don't know what, or
biology.
you gay off with the villain. You get together with the female villain who killed your family and you gay off with it. It's just like, that doesn't sound like really good storytelling to me, but what do I know?
But the whole reason I brought that up, it just shows how quickly this shit happens, man, nowadays. And it's like even things that are without being corrupted get corrupted. And I think that's the scary thing. I totally understand why, if you are an independent studio and you work with Sony, like, or whoever, how enticing that is. A lot of it's financial. They're going to subsidize, they're going to fund your studio, they're going to do all these different things. Obviously, they're going to expect money on the back end, but you think of it like, hey, I have this dream, I have this idea, and I want to make sure I see it through. I want to get it to the most amount of people possible. But in the words of Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man, everybody's got a price.
Everyone's got a price.
You know what I mean? And it comes with, I bring it up to say that it always comes with something. Right. And that's what makes it corruptible. Like, no matter what your intentions are, and the people that were involved in it, once you enter that sphere, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain the integrity of that idea that you have. I want people to understand that, say what you will about J.K. Rowling, who is a leftist top to bottom, right?
Yeah.
Her deal that she has with Harry Potter is so abnormal. And it's one, though, I would recommend that the route that most people go, where basically she gets the final say on everything, right? And she gets the final say. That's an abnormality. That is not
from
something.
Casting.
Right. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And that includes, obviously, when she makes a bonehead decision, right? Like, obviously, so retroactively making a character, gay or whatever.
She made Dumbledore retroactively gay. Yeah.
That she owns those, but those are at least her decisions.
She was okay with Black Hermione on stage,
right. Exactly. So she's had her terrible ideas, make no mistake, because again, like I said, top to bottom, she's a leftist. But as far as like her getting the final say on that stuff is a big abnormal thing. In most industries, especially in entertainment industries, that's what makes the going mainstream so attractive, because it's like you're getting promised all of these different things that you otherwise would never have access to. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is that it comes, like I said, with a price, and the amount of money that they're throwing at you also gives them a certain amount of influence within it. And it doesn't take long for them to just say, we're going to fuck you up. Like, we're going to fuck it up. You have to do that. You can be like, oh man, I don't want to do that. Well, according to the clause 6.7b, whatever, yada, yada, we actually are the ones that have the final say on the direction that this is going to go. We gave you X amount of millions of dollars, so we get to do that or whatever. That's usually the norm. And that's why I totally get people, especially older folks, that have worked extremely hard and have been led to believe that this is the way that they have to get it. This is the way that they have to get the eyes on the thing that they have spent their life working on. I get that, and I can at least empathize with it. I just think it's a bad idea, and that's one of the examples. There's going to be plenty more that come by where it's like, oh, that first movie, or that first show, or that first like season, or that first that pilot or whatever. It was really, really good. And then it just went to shit.
And then it went to shit. Yeah, we were talking on Real BBC yesterday about the Netflix season 2 problem.
Yeah. It happens. It's like, okay, well, that was the season that they paid for. So basically, maybe it was already done or whatever, or largely done, and now they're the ones that are going to be distributing it. So they didn't have as much influence in it. Second season comes about. Well, now we are the major player, involved in this IP, and so we get a lot more say. And well, maybe instead of this character being that, maybe we throw in a little gay. Maybe we throw in a little retardation.
We need We need more representation.
We want to get these awards, right? And the only way we can be eligible for these awards is we have to have 50% of gay people represented in this. So we're gonna make that person. I know that wasn't what y'all originally had in the script, but we're gonna make that person gay, that person gay. Like, this is how this stuff happens. This is how this shit happens.
Yeah, no, they're racists, and they need to be taught.
Yeah,
and we are here to give them the edutainment that they deserve. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I really do not have much hope for this season 2 of One Piece. By the way, not now. Not. Yeah. There's too much. The showrunners, both showrunners gone.
That's never good.
No, some of the casting choices for season 2 has been very Netflix. It's looking like another day at the Netflix office.
Well, before we go into that, because I know that's one, but Witcher, we gotta talk Witcher. As well.
I wanted to go through Lauren Histrich is saying some of the dumbest fucking shit imaginable at the minute, and it just goes to show that her plan was never to be authentic to the Witcher books. It was never meant to be authentic to the representation of Geralt and Yennefer and Ciri, etc. And Jaskier. If you're a game player, you'll know him as Dandelion in the games. As she's come out and she said that season 4's Geralt's going to be a lot more emotional than that Henry Cavill's. He's going to be less stoic, and he's going to be more emotional. And then she also said, "Now this is my favorite, because this is where she just absolutely gives it all away."
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher showrunner Lauren Histrich addresses backlash to the Netflix series. Quote. No one is taking the books away. No one's taking the video games away. Everyone can have their version of The Witcher. Hers is an intersectional feminist piece. So I said, like, thank you for admitting your version of The Witcher is fanfic feminist dog shit. Which it is.
What is it? What is it about these guys trying to like act as if the like source material of something is something like a hindrance?
It is, because it is a hindrance to them, because number one, ego, because if they are simply there to tell the story which has already been told, then how can I get me?
They can't get their little imprint on it.
Me in it,
right?
It's about
right,
me,
right.
So they can't do that. So yes, it does become a hindrance. They need to have their spin. They need to have their take. This is how we got the absolute garbage Halo series, which was commissioned for 2 seasons before it even came out. And I watched the first episode. Done. First episode, Master Queef takes his fucking helmet off. Done.
I try to block that out, man.
This is garbage fanfic. Gotcha.
I try to block that out. I try to. I'm like, that never happened. Oh, but it did.
There are certain wounds which are just too deep to even go any further. With Halo, I've done. The fucking Master Queef dies in it. and Cortana takes over the body, and so he's a walking meat sack, dead meat sack. Oh my, fuck off! And it's the same with The Witcher. I watched that first season of The Witcher, and it was shit, utter shit. And I felt so bad for Henry Cavill. Love me, Henry Cavill. And he was trying his goddamn best with
you only can do so
what
much,
he was
man.
given. Yeah. But he was barely given
much.
any screen time, never mind anything to. And I called it then. I called it right then. I said this is fucking shite. Absolute fucking shite. And then I saw season 2 and I was like, I'm done. I don't need to watch any of this fucking garbage any longer. Well, season 3, but there again, Henry Cavill warned us all. God bless him.
True.
He warned us all after season 1 as well.
Like for me, man, how much goodwill would they garner? Like, and just if a showrunner comes out and they're just like,
what, like the Sonic films?
Yeah, but yeah, essentially, like, look, okay, we want to get this right because we wouldn't be calling it Witcher if it wasn't based off of something that, you know, pre-exists. Okay. And we want to do right by it. Look, obviously it's a different adaptation because it's a different medium, but how much goodwill would they grab if they could just simply say that, like, just like we're gonna give it a try.
They're not here to entertain us, Eric. This isn't the Witcher has from day one been an intersectional feminist fucking wet dream by, again, a fucking annoying illiberal tossbag white bint. Because that's all they can fucking do. Before the show came out, they were there holding up their activist signs as the witch group. Oh, activist sign. Just like, oh, thank you for telling us this is going to be a fucking disaster. I don't want IP anywhere fucking near a middle-aged liberal fucking white woman ever again in my life, mate.
Like, look at that line. Like that line right there.
This again typifies everything. In the trailer, he says, "Let's fucking move," which was embarrassing. Is one of those lines. I mean, you never know what is going to be controversial. You never know what's going to work. If prior to season 1 airing, you would have told me that Toss a Coin to Your Witcher was going to be a hit. It's wild to me. What I think is that line in the context of the battle that we're in, it makes total sense. It's also a kick-ass line. Is it? But is it though? It's not. It's generic fucking anyway. It's one of those things that it's like you may go, oh, that's not what my Geralt would say. Well, it is. It's what our Geralt would say. And in this moment, it suits it perfectly. So I'm eager for audiences to take those moments from the trailer and actually see them in the context of the scenes. Now, it just looks shit.
Well, that's my thing. It's like that is also the problem there. I mean, in a lot of, I guess, writers and showrunners, people of the modern era don't seem to be able to understand why people don't like that. It's like, you shouldn't approach it like, in my honest opinion, like, hey, this is like, this girl is different from the other. I think that's, first of all, I think that's just stupid. Why are you naming them that if they're supposedly a different character? But you should be looking at it like, okay, we're now making something that has been seen in other mediums and it has a definitive version. We're now putting it on the big screen, okay? Whatever that may be. We're going to try to do right by it. It's not a different girl. It's just girl in a different, like, setting. Let's say, again, medium more than anything. That's just different format.
Dude, it's Geralt in name only. It's character.
But that's the problem. According to them, that's exactly what it is. So they differentiate that. And that's what we see with a lot of properties where they say, well, this is not maybe what the definitive version of the character would do, but this is what our version of him. Why are there different versions? It's the argument that I'm constantly, well, why is it that Hollywood has, I'm answering that. It's a rhetorical question because I know the answer to that.
This was the version, the popularized version is what people want to see. They don't want to see a bastardized version of the popularized character.
It's all ego. It's all, they have an inability, and I've dealt with these types before. It's not just in this form of entertainment. I think it's almost, some will make the argument that in order to do entertainment, you have to have a bit of ego to you. But I think what's happened
between ego and confidence and bastardization.
Right.
You gotta have. I'm sure somebody like Tim Burton. I'm sure Tim Burton's got a pretty formulated ego.
Mm-hmm.
But when he took on Batman, or when he takes on a known character, Sweeney Todd, or whatever it may be, you can see that he's trying to remain authentic to the core of that character. But obviously it has the Tim Burton spin, because the Tim Burton spin comes in the way that it's directed, the way that the characters act at certain times. So there's a big difference between having an ego and actually annihilating an IP because of your ego, which is what Lauren's done. Because she's a fucking very insecure, white, middle-aged, liberal bitch. Well, she is, because she doesn't give a fuck about remaining true to the source. It's about, she's another fucking vain-ass, dumb fuck, political activist twat who takes on an IP and has to subvert the IP to their political fucking agenda. In other words, a useless cunt. And it's fucking entertainment is riddled with these fucking vile pieces of fucking shit. She knows this show's fucking doomed. She knew it was doomed the day that Henry Cavill turned around and said, and I'm editorializing here, what is this shit? Suddenly, Henry became difficult to work with because he wanted Geralt to be checked notes. Geralt!
Yeah.
He wanted the source material to be put onto the screen, not her fucking feminist wet dream Siri Yennefer fanfic wank.
Yeah, dude, it's I don't get it, man. And even with people seeing, I think by now people have enough examples to look at and say, yeah, that doesn't work. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe our approach is different. Maybe let's just not try to put our spin on it. Just the arrogance about it all just really confuses me. Not confuses me in the sense of like I don't know why they're doing it. It's more like, damn, you could be, if you even wanted to rub your own ego, you could go down in history of just like doing a proper Geralt, just like the many others have done it by doing a proper whatever character, right? Why people love this version, why people can consider something that came out in the 90s a definitive version of a character, like Batman, like the animated series, like because it just perfectly embodied Batman. It wasn't so much, sure, you had some new characters introduced, Harley Quinns of the world, that didn't really have a comic book origins, if you will, but as far as the character, that's what people looked at and said, that's Batman. For some reason, with a lot of people, and this is why I respect Chuck Dixon so much, because obviously having worked with him, when he goes to write a character or he goes to write a book, he's asking the questions. He's not saying, I need to put the Chuck Dixon spin on Brian. He's like, no, Brian's a specific character.
Yes.
And I need to know who he is, and I want to make sure when I have him appear in Alpha Core or I have him appear in Horseman or some of the other books that he's been working on, I need him to be him, not my version of him. This is something that it would be out of pocket, or something of that nature. That's a professional. We have an entire entertainment industries that that are not professionals. They're not professionals at all. This is just a vehicle, stepping stool, if you will.
Kurtzman said about Star Trek.
Yeah,
it's not about Star Trek. It's about using Star Trek as a platform for our messages.
Yeah.
They don't care about your IP. It's the last thing that they care about. It's about usurping a known IP, a beloved IP that has an inbuilt fan base, because they know they couldn't cultivate one with the dog shit that they would produce originally. Just like The Witcher Blood Origins was a fucking disaster, because that was an original piece which they created in the Witcher universe, and it was a laughing stock because they had to create original characters for the fucking show and put them in an original setting and tell an original story. And then you get to see exactly who they truly are, which is talentless fucking hacks.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that's left when you start peeling back all the layers. You see that it's just it's a person that doesn't really know their way around anything. It's just that they have their message, and look, you can put any skin on it. I mean, it could be any sort of other. They still be telling the story, no matter who was what the IP it was that they were utilizing to do it. And that's what entertainment has become. That's what that tweet is kind of that we were going over earlier about the Star Wars kind of indicates. Like, we're the problem for rejecting their version of some stupid shit. Like, it's our fault. And because, as we've said,
it technically is our fault because we are rejecting it.
Yeah, we're not paying for
it. But it's not a bad thing.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that's very fair. But on the other hand, I didn't tell them to make that. I didn't say do this bastardized version of a character or storyline. I didn't tell them to do that. Y'all did that on y'all's own because for some reason it pains you, and maybe it is just maybe even I underestimate their ego because I know they have ego, but it must be the size of a fucking, I don't know, for them to just be like, damn, I see this awesome thing. It has worked.
I'll challenge this, Eric. Is it ego or is it insecurity?
Okay.
Because I could argue that it's insecurity, that's why they have to usurp this IP. Their insecurity means that they have to take an established character and twist it and pervert it. Because an egotist could take a character and go, right, this is what this character's background is. This is how they operate. Now I'm going to fucking knock it to 20. I'm going to fucking I'm going to knock it out of the park. It's going to be. I think there's a lot of insecurity in this.
I can see that. I can for sure see that because we oftentimes, I mean, let's be honest. The only reason people are giving this stuff the time of day is because it's tied to some established property that people have
precisely. Because if they just released, let's just say there was no Witcher series and they released a fantasy show called Blood Origin, which was about a creature that, and let's just, people have been like, this looks like fucking wank, mate. Which they did, but it would have even less eyes on it because they wouldn't even have The Witcher Blood Origin to put in front of it. It would go down as some laughably bad piece of crap, which, by the way, cost like per minute, per whatever it comes to, something ridiculous like 29 million per episode.
Fuck, dude.
Tell me that ain't a fucking tax evasion, tax scam, fucking pyramid scheme.
Something's going on.
Something's going on.
Some
fucking scams going on. Fucking money laundering, whatever it fucking is.
That's wild. Yeah, it's
You'd be laughed out the park.
Well, yeah. To be fair, nobody would give it the time of day. Wouldn't even mildly entertain it. They'd be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not interested. But yeah, they attach it to it. And maybe that is part of the insecurity of it all. It's that they don't have a lot of confidence in their ideas at all.
No, because they know their ideas are shite. and they know their ideas are rejected. And that's the whole point, that they have to steal an IP to give them across.
Putting it perfectly. That puts it perfectly. It's this is how they operate.
Yeah.
Sucks, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Fuck, dude. Probably, man, we talked about I don't know how many properties, and all of them are
doomed.
All of them are going in the wrong direction. But yeah,
we
man,
could have had something amazing here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could have had this amazing Witcher show. And not just the books, but they could have gone from the books into the game elements. Because even the games, you know, they changed a few things around. You know, Yaska turned into Dandelion and whatnot. So they did change a few things around. But even in the games, the games are probably more popular than the books were.
Right.
So you have this insane audience. So you could have gone from the book stories into the fucking game stories.
Yeah, you could have had a lot of fun with that.
So much material.
You were set up for success.
So much material to work from.
You were set up for success. And then you said, yeah, what if I didn't do that?
Yeah.
What if instead I did some stupid shit?
What if we just turn it into an intersectional feminist's wet dream? And it's shit. Oh, you did. Congratulations.
Here's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the funny thing about it, isn't it? Here's your, unfortunately, reward. The reward is you got paid, and you'll likely get more work because of this.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's going on a resume for sure. I mean, I would put it on there, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
because
their industry,
because it's run by the same fucking group of people.
That does them a lot of benefit for sure.
Oh, well done. We got this IP over here that you can fucking destroy if you want.
Got another one over here.
Yeah,
this is
Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck yeah, give us that.
Oh man, it's sad. Why is Jeremy calling me in the middle of our show?
I don't fucking know.
In show. I just text him.
I'm gonna text him.
Yeah.
Stop fucking calling my co-host in the middle of a fucking. Hold on. I'm gonna call him.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, can you stop calling my co-host in the middle of my podcast, please, with him? My pronouns are fuck you. Yeah. Okay. Right. Apparently, Jeremy said he called you to apologize for being gay.
Okay, perfect. I accept.
Yeah. Okay, dude. I got a show to do. Bye. Yes, super chat. Do I have to super chat now? Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do.
Fucking Jeremy, man.
Love that guy.
Yeah, I'll call him right after the show.
Right. Speaking of super chat, let's get into the super chat. So the conclusion is, chat, everything's lame and gay. Everything is lame and fucking gay, apart from Riververse. Go fucking buy your shit right now. Thanks to Sinners, still out there. Biggest selling book of the year so far.
Yeah.
Woo!
Go grab it. Why not?
Josh Kelsey slapping a $20 onto the counter. Josh. Thank you very much indeed, dude. Mechanism Studios 3, 4, 5, 9. For the $5 says, I've been working on a song for Ripperfest. I think it's going to fit nicely. Also, have you guys tried comic capsules yet? They're friggin' awesome so far.
Not familiar.
Not familiar.
Shout out Jeremy in the chat.
Is he in the chat?
He dropped a proper 50, man.
Did he?
That ain't cheap either. He said
good.
No, shout out to you, Mechanism, seriously, for joining Riverfest. I'm not sure about that, the capsules, but much love to you, man. I'm excited to see everybody's interest for Riverfest.
I look into this comic. If by the comic capsules, he means some sort of either like the magnetic click together things. I'll look into that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into it. I'll look into that. That could actually legit be interesting, dude. Joe Music 931 the $2 says drop some Baby Ripper in the chat.
I think Baby Ripper's asleep right now.
Yeah. I think there are certain yeah. Apologetics. I don't know. I'll think about it actually. Think about it, Jeremy. I think Baby Ripper can successfully stay off the internet for more. Zodlander with a 50 Swedish says, happy Halloween, lads. Congrats on your little spawn Ripper.
Thank you.
Blessing to you and your house. Looking forward to reading more Ripper comics ASAP.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Zodlander has also been a member for 19 months. Zodlander, thank you.
Let's go.
Tune in this week, of course, to Friday Night Tights. It's the Halloween special. We're all going to be dressed up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. This year.
Uh-oh.
I regret nothing. That's what I'm going to start. I'm going to say that already. I regret nothing. The Knight 527 with a £5 says we need to create our own franchises. We need to be our own culture. I'm not saying don't gatekeep, but I haven't seen it work before. Now,
I'd say they didn't do it. I would say they didn't do it at all. That's what got them in the position that they're in right now. But that said, I'm in total agreement that we do need to create new. Obviously, I'm in agreement. Create new franchises.
Yep.
And that's you learn from it. You don't just take what the fuck has happened and just don't act accordingly. You got to learn from it.
Displays have a sale on their gay shit. Okay, displays. No, I wonder why it's massively on sale. What a weird advert for me to get. Thank you, but no thank you. Calioth with a $10 says Andromeda, home to the Cyclones, ruined by Sutet. Yeah, Sutet. I can never get this right. Sutet. Filled with nuclear radiation and conquering the Daleks, a civilization more filled with love can't exist. NASA decoding signals received today from Andromeda. Joke's on you. NASA is a fake organization. NASA. Okay, moving on quickly. No, you didn't see my lips move. You can't prove it was me. Yeah, you can't prove it's me. John Platt has gifted a membership to the stream. John, thank you very much indeed, dude. It's very kind. Sirloins with a $10 says, Doctor Who gives a shit. Am I right? Yeah. Doctor Who cares. Razorburn with a 27-month says their statements are mute. I was 12 when I saw Return of the Jedi, and there were plenty of minorities in the audience. Please mock these people. We do it relentlessly.
Yeah.
Relentlessly. Veil Control. How you doing, dude? He's been a member for 4 months. Good to see you again.
Let's go.
Joe Music with a $5 says, get your ass to the cinema and go watch Chainsaw Man Resiarch. Then go back and watch season 1. Thank me later. Bring some tissues. I'm not going to have a wank, mate. I'm not having a wank at the cinema. Good God. Come on. Standards. Michael Green 3413 has become a member. Thank you, Michael. And Waronin Forever has been a member for 19. Thank you, sir. Calioth with a $2 says, I have a price. It takes at least 9 figures for a response. Well, my 9 figures. Which one? Because I've got, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go with that one. Jeremy the Cyborg with a $10 says, my normal response to most people who said that it's an alternate version of said character is fans of the character book comic want to see the original character, not a fanfic version. Correct. That's called fanfic.
Yeah, exactly.
A different version of the original character is by definition fan fiction, although I don't think these people are fans. So it's just fiction. But no, you're absolutely right, Jeremy. Calioth with $2 says hashtag Ripper release the lid. Money's on the table, dude. Money's on the table.
I get it.
Aitken with an 8 Australian says the constructive ego will have them take pride in being true to the IP and fans of it. The rest are narcissists and riding on the IP creator shoulders. Yes. I think there's got to be narcissism.
There's a splash of that for sure.
Insecurity and vanity, ego, I guess, could be interchangeable with narcissism. And in this case, yes, we're going to take this and we're going to elevate. We're going to make it better. No, you're not. Jeremy dropping a $50 on the counter and apologizing for calling my co-host midstream. I wanted to run something. I needed to run something.
I got you, Jeremy. I'm calling you literally as soon as the stream is. I'm calling you.
Yeah. Gollum Wolf with a fight. Good. By the way, thank you for the reparations. Gollum Wolf with a $5 says, Halo, congrats on multiplying Ripper. Working on my sequential page submission for Ripper Fest.
Let's go.
Love what both of you do. Much love. God bless. Saying to you, Gollum Wolf. Eric, anything that you would like to plug, sir, before we go?
Two things. Obviously, number one, Blood Ruth. We're gonna do a fun stream. Obviously, it's Halloween. Why wouldn't we? I don't know. Maybe we'll do it after FNT. I'm not sure, but
we can direct traffic.
Yeah, we might do it after FNT. Do a fun Halloween stream because we have to end this off right because it's freaking Blood Ruth on Halloween. Stars don't often align like that.
Dressing up on Halloween? Are we gonna?
I didn't say. Obviously, they're welcome.
Are we gonna? I
didn't say that they had to do that to appear on stream. But big shout out to the Soskas. Big shout out to Michael, and Jay. Brett for the on the colors there, and everybody that's part of the Blood Root Project. Thank you all so much. That's number one. Number two, obviously, is Ripper Fest. If you don't know what this is, it's a big creator initiative. We're already seeing some crazy submissions come in. We launched this at the end of last week. And it'll go for 45 days. Go to ripperfest.com if you want some more information. This is a way for it's basically think of like the fan art contest that we did, but it's open to several other categories. So the fan art contest has been expanded. We have covers that were already included basically, but now we have sequential art as well as a colorist contest. We also have now content creation contest. This has 4 different categories there, so it's a way to get all of you guys involved, and as well as a music piece there. So be sure to go to ripperfest.com. Oh, and someone Jordan would kill me if I didn't mention this. Control Z, which is our podcast over on the Ripperverse, is now live over there, so you can go check that out on the Ripperverse page. Awesome podcast that we do from time to time with our creatives.
There you go. Tomorrow tomorrow's Thursday. I thought tomorrow's Friday for a second. Tomorrow's Thursday. Mr. Pork Chop and I are going to play Ark Raiders together starting at 2 p.m. UK time. So because we're in daylight saving, that would be 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, and then 7 a.m. Pacific, because we've got like 2 weeks of this. We got 2 weeks of this kind of stuff. Other than that, should be a video dropping tomorrow, maybe as well. Having some issues. Days Gone, people. It was a shorter video today, an hour and 36 minutes or something. Having some issues with Days Gone. It's just seemed to be completely lagged out to 2 frames a second.
The tech issue. I was like, issues.
Tech issues with Days Gone because and also the game's bugged out, which is preventing me from completing a quest because I killed a guy over the entranceway to a bunker, and your character won't go down the ladder because of it. And I'm hoping to get those resolved for tomorrow's episode. We shall see. Fingers crossed. And all that, other than that, Friday Night Tights, there should be a video Friday and Friday Night Tights, which will finish off October for us. Go buy a t-shirt. The merch link in the description down below. The Teespring link apparently was still there. Oops. That's now gone. It's been replaced with the Ripper Send one. And next week, of course, we'll be on Eric's channel for episode 92.
Let's go. And by the way, again, we're working on all of this stuff with the we're working with Google them like directly with being able to have like obviously our creators like Ass to be able to on all the videos have basically the products that are there, just like we would if you were on Spring or something like that. And it looks like that may be happening very soon. So like
good.
Actually. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Good. Then I can integrate. Yeah, we can integrate it in. And also halftime, Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 2. Fucking Eagles. So massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membershiped, and all that good stuff. Thank you for supporting the channel. We'll see you next week. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Blue Bull.
Peace.